Hello and welcome to another mini training. Today is all about looking at what's the purpose of your website. And before we dive in, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Fabi, I'm a systems expert, and I support other female business owners put the right systems and foundations in place to work with more ease. Because these are just the biggest foundation that will allow us to grow our business more sustainably so we don't burn out. One of those foundations is our website. And when we can build our website or maybe update it, it's good to ask ourselves sometimes in here, what's actually the purpose of our website? And that's kind of the bigger picture, okay, why we're having a website. Because ultimately it's a really easy way of, leading your clients to show what you're offering. As well as, another way of being found online because, Google SEO optimization, so they can find you automatically if they're searching for something. But also being really clear for ourselves when, especially when you make an update or maybe you need to make some changes. Why are you sharing what you're sharing on your website? So what is the purpose? And ultimately, what we'll see a lot is we're using our website to kind of display us as the practitioner. We talk a lot about ourselves and maybe our achievement, because we've done a lot of trainings, you want to display them, which is all fair enough. And there is space for that. But ultimately, the purpose of your website, and I think it's good to remind ourselves of that, is to bring, guide your clients through the process of starting to work with you. Ultimately, that's the purpose of your website. Most likely, if you're a business owner or something in that area, then the purpose of your website is, your main purpose is for a client to start working with you, potential client to find you and then start working with you. So we want to take them through that process. We want to be really clear on that. And then we want to make it about the client. Yes, there is a space to talk about ourselves. And client wants to know about you, but ultimately it's about the client and taking them through to that process. So, ultimately, purpose, client wants to buy from you. So asking yourself, what do you want them to do? What is the first step they're taking? What do they need to do to work with you? And I need to come back to my notes so I don't forget anything. What do they need to do in order to work with you? And that's might be slightly different for all of us, but what's that ultimate step? So maybe it's booking into a yoga class, booking a retreat, or booking a coaching session, booking whatever you're offering, booking into your offering, booking that course. That's kind of the ultimate purpose of what you want the website to lead to. And we want to make it easy for the clients to get there. So making it really obvious that that's the purpose of the website. And that's what they're leading to, making it very simple and easy for them to find that. Because that's ultimately the purpose. But then there's a little step in between. So there's kind of the second purpose. Because not everyone is straight away going to buy from you. So we want to lead them a little bit on a journey. Say, what is the second purpose for you personally? And again, all of these might be slightly different for each one of us. So it might be joining a wait list. What's that first step they need to take? Maybe if they're not quite ready yet to buy from you. Maybe it's joining a wait list, filling out an enrollment form. That can also be kind of the first purpose. Sign up for a freebie or sign up to a mailing list. Want to kind of capture them a little bit of who might be interested, giving them a little bit of a taster. So, you're taking them onto the journey to get to know you to the point of then coming back to that ultimate purpose of, okay, they're going to buy from you. And with that as well, it can be things around educating them, getting to know you. That's what kind of comes in and sharing a little bit about you, giving value, about your offerings, educating around the offerings, giving them resources and the ability to learn more before they decide to buy from you. With that in mind, those kind of ways of capturing okay, sign up to a mailing list, that there is some interest, and then you can nurture them more through that. And then it comes back to the ultimate purpose. They're going to buy from you from the website, the offering, whatever you're sharing. And I think that's really important that and it seems so obvious sometimes, but actually to become really clear on it, because sometimes a website becomes something, oh, it's just nice to have. And it's just nice to share nice things on, but actually being clear around, okay, this is the purpose. And I'm going to make it really, really easy for the client to guide them through that and make it very obvious where I want it. It's then obviously taking the website, like taking them on a journey. They're making it really easy. Okay, this is where you need to go in order to find what you're looking for, which comes back to kind of the SEO things of, your website should answer. I talk about it in a different video as well, but your website kind of answering what is your client looking for. Your website purpose is to answer those questions. So I guess that's a good way to summarize it as well. The website's purpose is to answer what your clients are looking for, give them that solution, and then buy from you or capture them in some sort of a free resource or sign up. Your kind of primary and secondary purpose, I suppose. Yes, I hope that makes sense. And again, it's not like something that you might not be aware of, but sometimes it's not quite at the front of our minds, and then our website doesn't display it. So making it really easy for your clients to work with you. And just that reminder, what is your main purpose? What do you want them to do? How can they work with you? And then the secondary purpose, okay, how can how can you support that journey to get them to that? So I hope you found that helpful. Just a little small insight on, what's the purpose of your website, being really clear on that. Let me know in the comments, have you been aware of that? Are you going to change something maybe? Or what's your takeaway from this? I'd really, really love to hear. I always love to hear comments. Um, and thank you so much for joining me for this mini training. And I hope to see you again soon in another one. Take care.